F1 News, the place for all your Formula 1 news, views and reviews. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell for notifications if you want more content like this. So the whole furore around the penalty for Red Bull has gone on, and everyone's been wading in with their own opinions. And we now have an ex-F1 star who has some suspicion around the penalty dished out by FIA. Basically, Red Bull has said that the penalty is bad, but the wind tunnel time is going to have more of an impact. It's going to be perhaps half a second a lap. That's how much it will cost them to not have this additional wind tunnel time. But ex-Formula 1 star Hans-Joachim Stuck suspects that Red Bull will not feel the effects of these penalties exceeding the 2021 budget cap next year, because they are already so far ahead in planning for 2023. Now, obviously, they do look far in advance. I mean, I'm sure they've already started working on next year's car well before the end of this season. However, Stuck believes that that is the reason why it won't affect Red Bull next season. He believes it's going to be probably the season after. Stuck has predicted that he believes a Milton Keynes-based team will only start to feel the effects of the punishment in 2024 due to the team principle and Red Bull's forward planning. He told Service TV, "I am convinced that Red Bull is already so far ahead in planning that it will only affect the following year. Then they will definitely be in a good shape." Addressing Horner's time claims, he added, "I think it's excessive to turn a penalty into a number now. We have to wait and see." I think that this is, obviously it's not going to, I don't think it's going to affect them that much next season, as he says. They're probably still well in advance of the 2023 car. I'm sure it's already got a lot of details sorted out already. It may well have some impact on next year, but I think it may well be that next year they will perhaps slightly be affected by it, but it's going to be the year after that they're really going to feel the pinch of this. Stuck went on to say, "I think it's a big joke. If a team rent a wind tunnel and set up a wing, nobody can control it anyway. How is that supposed to come out?" He said, "You should rather make regulations for Formula 1 that make everything very clear. Now, after every decision, the teams arrive with 3 lawyers. It must clearly be a regulation that cannot be contested." And I think there's no reason why Red Bull necessarily would want to contest it or would want to flaunt it. I think if they're limited in terms of wind tunnel time, I don't see any reason why they would breach that, because then they would get another penalty. So I don't think it's necessarily the case, but that's what Stuck believes. But let me know down in the comments what you think. Do you think that this will affect the Red Bull next year, or do you think it's actually going to affect them more the year after? And whether these regulations are actually, can they actually be maintained? Can they actually be judged and looked at? Let me know down in the comments what you think, as always.